So this is a little brief introduction to the second of the two one-act plays you're going to be reading to get started in the course. The second one, Mistaken Identity, is by another contemporary playwright, Sharon E. Cooper. She's a British playwright. She's still living and working, much like Michael Hollinger is. And I really like reading Mistaken Identity right after Naked Lunch, or kind of as part of the same lesson, because there are some really strong similarities between these two plays. They're both about the same runtime. Mistaken Identity is probably a little bit longer, but they're both one-act plays. They both unfold continuously as a single action. They're both plays about a male and female couple and a romantic encounter. Vernon and Lucy, it seems like, already knew each other. They're considering getting back together. Callie and Steve from Mistaken Identity are in a little bit different situation because they're on a blind date and they're just beginning to get to know each other. They're also similar in that the conflict of the play sort of arises out of the fact that these two characters are meeting for a romantic encounter. But there's a little bit of difference in the way Cooper handles the conflict compared to how Hollinger handles the conflict. Because in Naked Lunch, the conflict is mostly external. It's mostly between characters, between Vernon and Lucy. And we see that at the very end of the play when Vernon sort of stands up and physically threatens Lucy and makes her eat the steak. In Mistaken Identity, the conflict is a little bit more internal. Sure, Steve and Callie disagree. They kind of snap at each other a little bit, but the characters are maybe a little bit more nuanced in the sense that each one of these characters has an internal conflict. There's a decision that they have to make or something that they have to work out about how they want to behave toward each other, how they want to behave toward their families, and each of them sort of has a secret. Callie's secret is revealed in the stage directions at the very beginning of the play. There we learn that contrary to the preferences of her Hindu family, she is a lesbian, and she's been keeping that fact from them. So her conflict is maybe stated a little bit more directly in her characterization. But Steve also has a little bit of a secret, and his secret may be his eagerness to make things work with Callie, even though for obvious reasons they're pretty much incompatible. So as you read this play, keep an eye out for what moments of characterization there are that reveal the internal conflicts of these two characters. In other words, what are they saying that tells us that how they appear on the surface is a little bit different from what they actually think inside. So look at that, especially while you're reading. And once you finish this play, move on to the quiz that's also built into the course, and you'll have a chance to respond in a little bit more detail with a very short writing assignment. So, happy reading.